Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Dave, and on this channel, I like to move around this camera like crazy while I talk a little bit about Lego investing. I also talk a little bit about Bricklink and general investment as well. But this particular video, we're going to be talking a little bit about Lego investing. Specifically, I get to play the fun time travel game today, in which case I want to talk a little bit about what I hope to acquire and make some investments in when I go to Philly Brickfest. When you're watching this video, I don't know that I'll be back, but Philly Brickfest will be over. I'm probably driving back today, actually, if I'm thinking about it. But for right now, when I'm recording the video, I have not gone yet, which I thought would be fun to talk a little bit about what I hope to find and what my thoughts are while I'm there. So some of the things, for those of you who haven't gone, that I enjoy out of Philly Brickfest is the fact that they have a lot of great vendors. Now, some of those vendors have very high prices, and those are not going to be our target market, right? Those vendors are specifically set up, much like me, trying to cater towards the general public. People who are just coming in and they want a particular set, they see it on the shelf, they want to kind of link that set maybe even to the experience of going to the convention, and so they end up picking it up. They probably pay a little bit of a premium for that set as well, and that's not what I want to pick up. That's not my goal. My goal is to try and find sets, ideally at a really good discount, or at a minimum, I might be trying to target some sets that are retired, but at least at MSRP, which will allow me to hopefully maximize the return time it takes, or the time that it takes to get the return on investment that I'm looking for. Some of the sets and themes that I'm targeting specifically for Philly Brickfest are some ones that I had a lot of success with in the past. So I may actually look for what's typically referred to as a quick flip, but Scooby-Doo. The Scooby-Doo series I had a lot of luck picking up, especially some used sets. I think what I'm going to do in advance, and this is something I would recommend to those of you who are looking to go to a convention, is if there are sets on your list that you would like to look for while you're there, make a point to look up the values in advance before going. Maybe even give yourself a sheet of paper, a note card, a file on your phone where you can record what those prices are for each of the sets, so that when you're there, you can real quickly reference and know whether or not what you found is a good deal. Scooby-Doo is one of the items on my list. Another big item on my list are the Minecraft sets. This one, whether it's investment or to build our collection up, the Minecraft sets are one of the ones that my son is really enjoying. He's had a great time with. There are still some of the older ones that we're missing. And so those will be something on my list for when I go. Some of the other real nice ones are the Star Wars sets and Harry Potter sets. Specifically ones that have just retired. Sealed condition are the primary targets. And these are the ones that I'm going to be trying to look for mostly from vendors. A lot of the vendors are going to carry a lot of stuff that's readily available on the shelf. You will see a lot that have retired sets, but they're going to be selling them at the markup prices, much like I would. You're also going to find a lot of people that went out and drained a lot of the clearance stuff. So because clearance has kind of already happened, I would fully expect that the wave of clearance that just went through, going to see a lot of that, probably at MSRP, if not higher, since a lot of those sets were marked at about 50% off. A lot of people looking for that quick flip just to be able to get rid of that inventory and add some cash flow. Those probably aren't the ones that I'm going to target unless there's certain sets that maybe I missed out on. I may end up picking up a couple of those. I'll want to watch out for them. Really, the key is not the vendors. The vendors are a great way to get some sealed stuff. However, the one that I am most excited about is at Philly Brickfest. They host a yard sale, garage sale. I forget exactly what they call it, but it is a part of the convention that is only open to people who are going for the full experience, all 4 days or 3 days, I think, as a minimum, are allowed into this Philly yard sale where you can take in whatever you want and put it up on a table for sale so that other people could come around and buy that. Might be a good opportunity for me to offload some of my stuff. However, I'm not looking to go there to offload it. I'm looking to offload most of my stuff, again, through eBay, Amazon, and Facebook. Those are my main marketplaces. What I'm hoping to do is source some material from it. There will be a ton of used sets, and a lot of those you can actually get for some really good deals. And if you go back and watch one of my previous Bricklink videos on how to add or maximize the profit in used sets, it's a great opportunity because you'll find a set and it'll be used, but it's unknown whether it's complete. And so it's a really good opportunity to pick that set up as long as it's a really good price. And again, might be a good idea to identify specific themes. Ones that I'm looking for: Scooby-Doo, Monster Fighters, Star Wars, Minecraft, possibly some of the original Avengers stuff. Lord of the Rings are a big popular thing. Certainly any modular or creator buildings, but I know that those tend to be a little bit more expensive. Those are some of the general themes that I would be looking for, and I'm going to go through and create a little bit of a price list in advance so that when I'm there looking at the used sets, I know what they have it listed for as well as what the profit potential is. Even if you have to buy a few pieces to complete that set, you can make some really good returns on those. So that's going to be the main thing that I'm looking for from the yard sales. You will also find some people at the yard sales who sell new sealed sets, mostly clearance stuff. So similar to the vendors who set up that are selling the clearance-based sets at retail or possibly higher prices. The difference being that many of the people going and displaying their units who picked up those clearance sets will just be looking to offload them at maybe 20 or 50% higher than what they paid for them because they just want to get that stuff moved. They don't necessarily want to spend a lot of time shipping them, packaging them. They definitely don't want to pay vendor fees at a convention, which I hear are very high. They will end up listing those items there for very reasonable prices. Sealed sets are by far going to be my preference when I'm looking for items there, but I am going to continue to keep an eye on some of those used sets, especially those that I can identify in advance. In terms of sealed sets that I'm looking for, and we're going to kind of take a little bit of a walk through the store here, big ones on my list: Harry Potter. Harry Potter is an amazing series. If I can find any of the original Harry Potter sets, I'm definitely going to keep a real tight eye on those. Those things have some really good value in them. Up top here, I got modular buildings. The modular buildings I likely won't be buying for the investment side. However, I love the modular buildings, and therefore, if I find them, I may end up picking up a couple that I'm missing for my personal collection. One of the few things that I'm actually excited about building. I got Ninjago on the bottom of here, but I'm not necessarily looking for Ninjago sets from it. Again, if I find something retired, just about anything retired at MSRP or less, that's going to be a good indicator, but not necessarily my target of what I'm looking for. Jurassic World, definitely going to be a big one. I'm going to keep a real close eye out on those. A lot of these sets right here have recently retired. So again, MSRP, that's going to be king. If it's above MSRP, I'm going to probably stay away from it. Hopefully, I managed to find a lot of stuff at MSRP or less. Minecraft I have down here. That I already talked about a little bit. Definitely no hidden side or anything. I'm not looking to get into that anymore. I do have some idea stuff up here. There's a couple idea sets that I would be okay finding. Specifically, if I found some of the Mickey Steamboat, I believe is what it was called, I would pick some of those up. Other than that, there's probably not in the ideas area. What you can't see behind this shelf, because it's buried behind my wife's shirts, are the brickheads. Brickheads are something that I love. I think have fantastic returns in them. I need to make sure that the ones that I would pick up would be retired and no more than MSRP pricing. Let's come around to the other side here real quick. And we can see that now I'm at my Mario stuff. Mario stuff I'm not interested in. I've got a lot of it already. I'm not looking to go any deeper into that particular category. The DC Comics, if I do find older stuff, I would pick that up. It's been flipping for pretty decent. Same as it goes for Marvel. But the newer Avenger lines, the ones that just retired, I would probably stay away from that. We got my son here wanted to be a part of the video. Say hi, bud.
Hello.
Hi. So the Avenger stuff, the newer junk is not something that I'm looking for. I would stay away from that. I do have the Creator London bust down here, but that is not something that I would go any deeper into those. Or even, for that matter, the larger ones. Like, if I found Mustangs or the VW bus, I don't see myself picking those up just because of the size and likely the cost associated with those. Move over to this shelf. We got Star Wars. Star Wars is definitely a hot seller, and therefore if I found specifically Microfighters would be a great one. $10 or less, anything that's retired, I will definitely pick those up. City stuff I'll probably stay away from. That's always a little bit of a gamble. Coming over into the Friends theme. The Friends and Disney line, I think, have a lot of potential in them. I actually really am pleased with the ROI or profit that I've seen out of the investments I've made already. And therefore, I think a lot of people undervalue those sets. If I have the opportunity to pick up some of those, I will definitely execute upon that. I think those are going to be a great pickup, and I'm looking forward to hopefully finding some less than MSRP even. I'm excited to see, now that I'm posting this video, I'm hoping that next Monday's video will be the one where I get a recap and share with you everything that I actually brought home from it. So you'll have the back-to-back weeks, what I want to get and what I actually got. Maybe that's what I should call this video, what I want to get at Philly Brickfest. I think that's pretty much all I have on this shelf. This one's mostly the Disney and Friends sets. That pretty much concludes everything I have. I can't think of any other themes off the top of my head that I'm really excited about. Duplo stuff is probably not what I'm looking at getting at this point, at least not from a convention. If there's something that really stands out, obviously I won't turn my head away from it. Gift with purchases are something that I might find myself going into. I've actually got those all up along this back wall here. I do have a lot of those. If I could find some cheap sailboats, the newest gift with purchase, I actually might pick a couple of those up for a decent price. I don't have a whole lot that I want to spend $200 plus on from Lego Shop at Home, which is why I didn't actually get any of those as of right now. But if I could pick up a Lego sailboat gift with purchase for $20 or less, I would probably pick a few of those up at that price just to hold on to. I think that'll be a set that likely goes up to around $60. So I think that's it for the stuff that I want to pick up for investment. Hopefully this is something that was easy to follow. I know I was rambling a little bit during this video. This is all off the top of my head. Hopefully you enjoy me just sharing these insane thoughts. I do have a couple items outside of the modular buildings that I would actually be excited to find for myself, mostly brickheads. There's a couple brickheads that I'm missing. I think it's the Valentine puppy or Valentine bear. It's one of the two of those. I think it's the puppy. I missed out on that, so I do have to get that one. Hopefully that isn't a whole lot. I would expect I should be able to find that for $15 or less. The key, though, is going to be the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. I am still missing, I believe, 3 of those. The Superman, Wonder Woman, the Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and the, what's the other one? Supergirl and the Martian, I think, are the 3 that I'm still missing. I would love to find those, but I do know that the price on those is going to be fairly astronomical. Not looking forward to the prices, but looking forward to the opportunity to pick those up. That's really it. That and the modulars are the only things that I think I am collecting for myself. I think the one other thing that maybe comes to mind is the Chinese New Year stuff. Not for myself, but if I found something that actually was at MSRP, I may find that I picked that up because I think that those are going to do really well. Other than that, I think that's going to be it for this video. I hope that I'm able to deliver upon some of these fun things that I'm looking for. Let me know in the comment section below either A, what you would specifically be looking for if you went to Philly Brickfest, or B, what you think I actually was able to walk away with, and we're going to recap on that next week, I hope. If not, it'll be the week after. So stay tuned for that. While you're down there leaving that comment, go ahead and click on that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on that notification bell so that you can be aware of when all of my videos go live. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.